and using their army in the future.
Well, I guess that makes some sense, but
that's why you have a tax break
if you have kids. But you know, there's a bunch of people having kids that, you know, just don't take care of them. I guess that makes more psychopaths for the army. Right.
They say that if you were abused as a child, you have like an automatic suicide program in you. It has something to do with the way the brain functions. It probably is because of dissociation.
Yeah. Ooh, that barely fits. Okay.
But, you know, the man's been working on these abused children for years and years, you know, trying to figure out how he can use them as the army of the future.
Yeah, because they don't have the same emotions that regular people do.
And you all know people like that.
Yes,
I mean,
I do.
I have lived with several.
I think you still do.
Yes, I do. And I have to say, it's more common than you think, especially in white people. And that's because we are a super kind of refined species. We're like...
There's a culture of it. And we've like been conditioned to not talk about it, so it's just hidden. Hey,
I think everyone should try remote viewing and tell me if it works because... Okay, here's one.
Okay.
The pontiff's kisses waxed gradually more ardent. His tongue thrilled here and there along the perimeter, then danced inside, and I saw one of his hands scurry toward the region of his debilitated manhood. I was all afire to see the prick of the Pope.
Oh!
I craned my head around, but in that posture could make out nothing. If, said I, you are willing to be disturbed for a moment, we might arrange ourselves more conveniently, and I will be able to facilitate your enterprise without in the least diverting your homage. I'm going to start using that line. That's a great line.
That's a good one.
Then, helping him recline upon the sofa, I planted my behind over his face and leaned down to frig his member, while with the hand not devoted to that chore, I stroked his buttocks.
Yes, so she's like got him like this.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
Like, yeah, this is like requiring some
actual
dexterity
and strength in the legs.
And you know, she's getting eaten out, so it's kind of more like she's kind of grinding on him.
Yeah.
She's not even thrusting.
When you can't put too much pressure, it'll actually asphyxiate him.
Right.
I stroked his buttocks, then strove to arouse him anally, which must be a reach.
Yeah.
These divers occupations put me in position to analyze the Holy Father. Analyze the Holy Father. And I shall describe him to you as best I can. Brashchi is plump, his buttocks broad, chubby but firm. So toughened, so calloused by the habit he has of receiving the scourge, that a knife point would sooner penetrate walrus hide. His asshole is slack and prodigiously wide. And how could it be otherwise in view of the 25 or 30 fuckings it ordinarily gets every day? His prick, once aloft, is not without beauty. It is lean, wiry, clears nicely at the tip, and is somewhere near 8 inches long by 6 in circumference.
Wow.
Seems quite fat, too.
Yes.
Hardly had it reared itself when the papal passions received energetic expression. As His Holiness' brow is wedged between my buttocks, first his teeth, then in short order his nails made themselves felt. So long as 'twas done in playful spirit, I held my peace. But when past the 6 began to lose all sense of proportion, I turned around. Brashchi, with you, I accept the accomplice role, but I decline that of victim.
Oh!
When I'm hot and when I pay, the Pope rejoined, I am not much inclined to split hairs. Woo! Shit, Juliet, be a good girl, and shit, that will calm me. I worship shit, and my discharge is certain if you can supply me some. It being within my power to gratify him, I returned to my post. I push. I grunt. I shit. The pontifical prick hardens to such a point I believe it is about to discharge. Ready yourself, be quick, cries the pig. I'm going to embugger you.
Oh.
No, you're not, says I. It will sap your strength. Our nocturnal orgies will suffer from your thoughtlessness now. You are mistaken, the Pope assures me, clinging fast to my 2 buttocks. I frequently fuck 30-40 asses without losing a drop of sperm. Into position, I tell you. Bugger you I must. Bugger you I shall. What could I reply to that? He was a very determined man. This was confirmed by the state of his prick, at which I glanced again, all for my ass, brushy, speared it dry and deep. Well, that's pretty much
Wow.
what happened.
Wow.
I got really like all hotted up over that.
That was a very,
I'm sorry I had to go on, but it didn't really
I can't believe you got to the Pope's one just by opening it up.
Well, obviously people have been reading that one. It must just turn them on.
That one's spicy, especially with the Pope eating the poo.
He loves shit.
He loves it. And he fucks 30 or 40 asses a day, and he gets fucked 30 or 40 times a day.
No, he wouldn't have such a wide ass. I think it's kind of weird for a man to be bisexual.
What? You really think so?
Yeah.
Well, you've screwed enough of them.
No. I think that they just can't accept our society being gay. That's my theory. So that they pretend to be who they're not, but they really just want to be gay.
You really think that?
I do.
I think that people in general will fuck whatever it comes their way.
I do.
There is no such thing as heterosexuality, homosexuality, or bisexuality. It is, in fact, all just human sexuality.
Yes. And that is something that the man is
control of that knowledge
yes.
has been one of the man's major goals. And it makes me wonder why.
I think if you control people's sexuality, you control their inner fire. And especially if you can throw them up so that they can't accept it.
Yeah.
It robs them of their central power. I think it's very difficult to move on to becoming like an earth or a moon even.
Yeah.
And especially a sun, if you can't tackle your inner sexual fire.
Right.
And allow it to blossom.
Right.
But, in our culture, it's very difficult, especially for women.
Because there's a lot of shame built into our cultural identity about sex. I think that it's difficult for men and women.
Yeah, I don't know that it's more one or the other. I think it is everybody is repressed. I bet I know how I could get some boys over here to do that filming I wanted to do.
How?
There's a bunch of boys that go down the creek behind our house.
Why don't you just solicit one of them?
Yeah. I think I'm going to, trap them and, catch them smoking marijuana down there. And
then tell them you're
their parents.
Right. Send them to the cops.
Yeah. And then I can get them to do whatever I want.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's better than getting somebody from work or
their kids
getting
are
one of your ex people to do
ugly and their kids is not photogenic and they're all a bunch of assholes. This way you can pretty much control them.
Okay. We have our turkeys. And the last thing we're going to do is rub them with a bunch of butter. And this is the fun part. How much time do we have? Okay, but we're going to do a different tape. We're going all out tonight. We're going to be here all fucking night.
Well, we might get to be on foreign TV. I mean, I think that's pretty much why we were born into this world, into this dimension. We were born to teach people in the land of Britain how to cook a tasty meal.
Yeah. Because God knows, according to their stereotype, they can't cook. What is it about that?
I think it's fear of the Neolithic diet.
You think?
I think it's fear of meat.
Really?
Mhm, I
Because
think
they
steer
eat meat, I think.